today. Okay. Okay, so, wait lang. Kunin ko lang yung ano ko. Okay, today is 9:27, right? So, okay, when we are talking about happiness, again, this is an emotional state that is characterized by different feelings. Okay, so when we are talking about happiness, it has something to do with joy, satisfaction, contentment, and fulfillment. Okay, so while happiness has many different definitions, it is often described as involving into the positive emotions. Okay, so when we are talking happiness, to simplify, it is something to do with the positive emotions and life satisfactions. So ganon yung definitions ng happiness. So most people uh, actually talk about happiness. Ito yung parang moment na nakakatawa sila. Yan. In a general sense na uh, they are overwhelmed ng feeling na kampante sila sa mga nangyayari sa paligid nila. Okay? Because happiness tends to be such broadly defined term. No? In a positive psychology, happiness, according to some psychologists and other social scientists, it is actually a subjective well-being. Okay? So according to the psychologists and social scientists, it is typically the term happiness is subjective well-being. Ano bang ibig sabihin ng subjective well-being? Subjective well-being, when they talk about this kind of emotional state na meron ng isang tao. So, for example, subjective well-being tends to focus on an individual's overall personal feelings about sa buhay nila sa kasalukuyan. Okay? So, hindi naharap, hindi nakaraan, kundi sa kasalukuyan. Okay. According to the psychologists and social scientists, when we are talking about happiness as subjective well-being, there is a two key components of happiness. Number one, we have the balance of emotion. Okay? Number two, we have life satisfaction. So these are the two components of happiness when we are talking about subjective well-being. Okay, so let's go first. I think this is part of your assignment, no? Balance of emotion. Ano ba ang kita mo dito sa balance of emotion? May we ask Legaspi, Maricel?
Sir,
Yes. So, one of the key components of happiness is balance emotion. So, ano yung ano doon? Research mo doon.
wait po. Ano po, sir? Balance is the balance of emotion. Ano po? Emo- Emotional balance, also referred to as emotional self-control, is competency under the self-management domain. People with strength in emotional balance find ways to manage their impulses and emotion, even a stressful situation. So, yung nandito po, sir, na nilagay ko din is, example po is, emotional balance doesn't mean you never get anxious. It means that instead of trying to avoid your anxiety with distraction, you acknowledge it, validate it, and allow it to run its course. Another example po is emotional balance doesn't mean you never get sad. It means that when you do get sad, you don't criticize or judge yourself for being sad, and instead you remind yourself that sadness is normal part of being human.
Okay. How about Abalos? Abalos Reynalyn. Abalos Reynalyn, nandito ba?
Yes po, sir.
Yes. How about you, Abalos? When we are talking about the balance of emotion, as explained, medyo mahaba na explanation ni Maricel. So, ikaw, ano naman ang ano mo dito? Take mo dito.
Emotional balance, also referred as to emotional self-control. It is the ability to remain calm and clear-headed during a stressful situation or crisis. For example, yung kapag kunwari nalilito ka sa mga bagay-bagay, ang emotional balance is yung you have the ability na pagiging kalmado in order to para hindi ka mag-overthink. Ganon. Pag-iiwas na mag-isip ng kung ano-ano. Relative thereto, it is about getting the balance of pleasant and unpleasant feelings right. At least most of the time, so that we can have positive mental well-being. It also helps us to attain flexibility and promotes stabilization between our mind and body. In other words, emotional balance teaches us how to respond to negative emotions and thoughts without just getting stuck in them.
Okay. So, the balance of emotions, this is acknowledging that everyone, no, not just only you, other people, that everyone is experiencing both positive and negative emotions. Not just only pertains to the emotions, but also feelings and moods. No? And happiness is generally linked to experience more on the positive feelings than the negative one. So, sa balance sa emotions, tama yon sinabi ng dalawang classmate ninyo na it is acknowledging na hindi tayo exempted for negative feelings or emotions. Rather, we this balance emotion is we acknowledge na both positive and negative is actually everyone is experiencing this, but uh, the component of happiness, it is anchored, um, of course, widely acceptable by psychologists and social scientists, that this is anchored and linked into the experience of more positive feelings than to the negative. Okay, so very good. How about life satisfaction? Ano naman na nandito? Alarsio. Alarsio, Ellie?
Sure.
Yes. Ano
Life,
yung...
life satisfaction is a long-term feeling based on achieving lifelong goals. It identifies happiness with having a favorable attitude towards one life as a whole. This basic schema can be filled out in a variety of ways, but typically involves some sort of global judgment. an endorsement or affirmation of one life as a whole. This relates to how satisfied you feel with different areas of your life, including your relationship, work, achievements, and other things that you consider important. Yun lang,
Okay.
sir.
So it relates on how satisfied uh, tayo na ano no na nabubuhay, how satisfied we feel with the different areas in our life. So this is including actually the relationships that we have, the work na meron tayo, some achievements in our life, and other things that we consider na important. Okay? Kasi kapag hindi natin kinukonsider ang importante, hindi natin pag-aaksayahan ng panahon. Okay? So, there's a variation of how we view importance, mga important things in our life. Because sometimes, para sa atin, baka mamaya, yung isang pinagkakabalahan ng tao, hindi naman importante talaga para sa atin. Pero para sa kanya, okay, hello, I'm back. Sorry, nawala lang ang internet. Ayan. Okay? Okay na? Okay na ba?
Yes po, sir.
Okay na. Okay. Yan, sorry. Medyo nag-hang. Okay, so like what I'm trying to say is that life satisfaction relates to how satisfied you feel with the different areas of your life. Yeah. Okay. How to know if you're happy? Paano natin malalaman na tayo ay masaya? Okay? So, while there are perceptions of happiness, maybe different from one person to another, no? Iba-iba tayo kasi ng perception. Kaya nga, nung first activity that I pinagawa ko sa inyo, to rate yung how happy you are, ay doon natin makikita na iba-iba ang approach natin when we are talking about happiness. But there are some key signs that the psychologists this social scientists, make as an indicator when they are measuring or assessing about happiness. Okay, so some of the key signs of the happiness includes number one, feeling like you are living the life you wanted. Okay, feeling like you are living the life you wanted. So, anong ibig sabihin natin dito? So, it means that this is your dream life. Like, you're not just only satisfied, but you are overwhelmed of the kind of life na meron ka. Hindi mo naisipan ni minsan na mag-regret doon sa buhay na meron ka. So, that's one key sign according to some psychologists. Number two is that feeling that the conditions of your life are good. Okay? Feeling that the conditions of your life are good. Okay? So, ano ibig sabihin natin dito? There's no pain. There's no hatred. Diba? When we are talking about goodness, ibig sabihin nito is nakukuha mong tumawa, nakukuha mong magsaya. Diba? There's no grief. Yan. That's how happiness. Because, again, on the key component, let's go back. Kasi baka mamaya, malito tayo dahil the balance of emotions, no? But let's go back to the key component of happiness about the balance of emotion. That in particular, happiness is anchored always. It is linked on the experiencing of more positive feelings than to the negative. So, when we are talking on the key of signs of happiness, that is include on the feelings that the conditions of your life are good, then it is anchored into the positive, all positive sides, no? When it comes into relationship, work, achievement, yan. So lahat positive. Okay. Number three is feeling that you have accomplished, no? Feeling that you have accomplished what you want in life. Yeah. Like for example, if you really dream to become certified public accountant in near future, then I assume kapag kayo ay graduate na at kayo ay nakapag-take na ng licensure examination at naging certified public accountant na, siguro masasabi ninyo in some point of your life na masaya kayo because you accomplish yung isang isang aspeto ng buhay ninyo, yung pagiging CPA. Okay? So sometimes, kapag hindi pa kayo satisfy, nandiyan yung i-elevate ninyo, kung gusto nyo pang mag-lawyer, yan, mag-law school, di ba? Okay. That comes into the next thing. Medyo deeper na ito. The keys, some key signs of happiness includes also the feeling satisfied with your life. Ito yung wala kang nararamdaman na inggit. Hesitation, regrets. No? Yung satisfied ka sa buhay na meron ka. You know how to give thanks. Kung ano ang meron ka, kung anong meron sa harapan mo, pinagdadabutan mo. Diba? Ibig sabihin, you utilize the full potential ng pwedeng makatulong sa iyo in that particular moment. Okay? Lastly is that feeling positive more than negative. Okay? So this is something to do with the positive psychology. Ito yung sinasabi ko sa inyo na even in the midst of the challenges, even in the most challenging moment, most painful moment, ang tao kasi na may sign or genuine happy, no, is that he or she will always look on the positive, positive side, no? Na despite na itong mga itong mga negative things na nangyayari sa kanyang kapaligiran, titignan niya na yung purpose, why it happened, why it came, di ba? Like for example, yung bagyo, bakit ito dumating sa atin, yung ganito kalakas na bagyo, bakit lumihis na ganito. So may something na realization, no? If you are truly genuinely happy, na makikita natin yung positive side. So these are the key signs of happiness. Feeling like you are living the life you wanted, feeling that that the conditions of your life are good, and feeling that you have accomplished so what you want in life, and feeling satisfied with your life, and the feeling positive more than negative. So one important thing to remember is that happiness, palaging sinasabi ito, this is not the state of constant euphoria, no? Instead, happiness is an overall sense of experiencing yung mga positive emotions rather than ma-overcome tayo ng mga negative emotions. So yung happiness, this is on the positive emotions na nakakatulong sa atin na ma-overcome yung mga challenges natin sa relationship, sa work natin, sa achievement natin. Diba? Yung gusto nating ma-achieve sa buhay. Yan. So this is something to do with that. Okay? So, you know, happy people can still experience itong mga negative din. Hindi, katulad ng sinasabi natin kanina, hindi tayo exempted. No? Happy people still feel the whole range of human emotions. Ano ba itong full range of human emotions? When we are talking about different emotions, anger, frustration, boredom, loneliness, and even sadness. From time to time, na-experience pa rin natin to. But, kung tayo is positibo sa buhay natin, we can easily overcome and come up to the most rationalized status na kung bakit nangyayari bagay-bagay sa atin. So, even when we face with the discomfort, you know, there is what we call the underlying sense of optimism dito sa mga genuine na mga tao na happy. Okay? Na naniniwala tayo na things will get better and we can deal with what is happening right now in our life and what we can be able to feel to become happy again, no? Because of this one thing. Ano ito? Ano kaya ito? Ano sa hula ninyo? So despite of anger, despite of frustration, despite of boredom and loneliness, and even sadness, na time to time, syempre, tao tayo, human emotion yan present yan di ba? But even when we face this discomfort in life, we have this underlying sense of optimism. So ano itong parang itong nagde-drive na ito na magkaroon tayo ng underlying sense of optimism? What do you think? Come on. Ano? Althea? Do you have any, do you have idea? Althea Aquino? Ano kaya itong underlying optimism that is driving the people na ma-overcome itong anger, frustration, boredom? Yeah.
Siguro po nandun po yung positive emotion po.
positive emotion. So what is particular positive emotion kaya? Okay, thank you, Althea. Positive emotion. How about Argiles? 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 Ah? Argiles? Rina? Andito ba si Argiles? Rina? BI, Janet.
Sorry, sir, come again po.
Okay. So what is that positive? Kasi sabi ni ano kanina ni Miss Althea Aquino, positive emotion is one of the driven factor why people that has a negative emotion overcome yung mga challenges. So, but for you, what is this particular positive emotion kaya na nakakatulong sa atin para even when we face with the discomfort, we have this underlying sense of optimism that things will get better. Ano, we can deal with what is happening. Yun.
I think, sir, it's more on self control in a way na alam mo yung yes, sir, ikaw yung nakakakilala ng sarili mo, so you have the ability to control your emotion as well in a way na dapat like in connection with the balance of emotion din po kanina, you have to balance the reaction of yourself para po hindi po maapektuhan yung entire negativity kung saan iniiwasan natin kasi we must have the happiness, the word happiness po na dapat uh, mag-reign sa sarili po natin.
Okay, good point. Thank you. Last, si Castillo, Antoinette. How about you, Miss Castillo? Castillo, Antoinette? Dito ba?
Sir, good afternoon po, sir.
Yes, good afternoon.
Sir, parang positive emotion in the sense of, sir, positive act, sir. Parang kung ano man po yung mga nararanasan natin na problem, parang ganun po. Parang nagtithink po tayo na into positive po. Hindi po tayo, parang, kasi pag may problema ka na nga tapos mag-negative ka pa, parang hindi ka gagawa ng way para ma-solve yung problem. Parang mas lalo nang kung lalala, parang ganun po, sir. So parang, parang sabi nyo nga po, sir, na things will get better. Parang isipin na lang po natin na magiging maayos din po ang lahat. Parang ganun po, sir.
Okay, thank you. Good point. Okay. So, what's this underlying sense of optimism? We call it hope. Right? Diba? Pag-asa. O yung hope na tinatawag natin. So, ito yung parang strong feeling, no? That actually makes us to perceive, to trust more, to cling on, despite of what is happening that surrounds us. Okay, so this is the underlying sense of optimism that one of the driven factor kung bakit nakukuha nating maging masaya despite of mga challenges na meron tayo sa buhay. Okay, so that is the underlying on sense of optimism, hope. Yon. Self-control, okay, okay yon. Pero sum up, no? Kasi if you have this hope, meron kang may pag-asa ka, you cling to this pag-asa, meron kang self-control niyan, may focus ka, hindi ka mawawalan ng hindi ka mawawala sa alignment, no, ng goal mo sa buhay. Okay, so let's go now to the types of happiness. Hedonia and eudaimonia. Okay, so there are many different ways of thinking about happiness. So for example, the ancient Greek philosopher Aristotle made the distinction between the between the two kinds of happiness, the hedonia and the eudaimonia. Okay, so what is your result of your research, Kasupanan, on hedonia? When we are talking about hedonia, we are talking about, Ms. Kasupanan?
Sir, hello po.
Yes.
Hedonia was the term they reserved for what we would most likely call pleasure or simple happiness. It is the subjective state of feeling great. This is in the moment pleasure with no limits or rules. It's self-gratifying, self-serving, the consumption of the things and experiences that produce positive feelings and no pain.
Okay, so in your own understanding, ano bang to sum it up, habang meaning na nakuha mo, ano ba ang pagkakaintindi mo dito?
Ito po yung mga simple happiness po na nararanasan natin, yung mga parang mga simpleng bagay po na makakapagpasaya po sa atin. Katulad po ng mga simple, pag nakuha po natin yung gusto natin, yung parang ganun po.
Mm-hmm. Yun. Okay, so it is something to do with the pleasure, own pleasure natin, no? So, ano yung parang nararamdaman natin na maganda para sa sarili natin? Self-love na tinatawag, self-care na tinatawag, di ba? Fulfillment ng desires natin, no? So, it has something to do on the hedonia, okay? Experiencing to the extent yung enjoyment na para sa sarili natin. And it has something to do with a feeling of a sense of satisfaction. Okay? Wala tayong iisipin na iba dito. When we are talking hedonia, this is self-centered happiness. Ito yung tipong basta nakaraos ka, basta ang tawag nito, ikaw ay na-meet mo yung satisfaction pa sa sarili mo, okay na. Yun. Wala tayong dapat pag-usapan pa. How about eudaimonia? May we ask Urfi, Juliana?
Hello po, sir.
Okay. Sige,
Narinig
Ms. Juliana. Yes, yes.
Sir,
Eudaimonia,
research, eudaimonia is about personal growth po, yung self-actualization, fulfilling one's potential, and pursuing personal goals po.
okay. So, sa iyong pagkakaintindi, ano itong niya? Gusto niyang paabot?
Yung po, based po sa pagkakaintindi ko, sa personal growth po siya yung tipong yung may goal po siya sa buhay, yung kumbaga parang kaya niyang iano yung sarili niya na dapat maabot niya to, ganun po. Yung goals niya sa life, yung tipong kailangan niyang maabot yung goal niya sa buhay, tapos ayusin yung sarili niya para hindi po siya matumba kapag may dumating na problema or challenge po. Hindi po siya basta-basta magpapa-apekto, ganun po.
Okay, do you agree, Mr. Zapanta? Mark? Zapanta?
Yes.
Do you agree?
Yes po.
Yes. O, base naman sa pagkakaintindi. In your agreement, ano bang anong pagkakalam sa eudaimonia?
Yun po yung eudaimonia po. Yun po yung sa fulfilling responsibilities po. and yung sa mga long-term goals po, and yung caring for the welfare of others.
Okay. Okay. So this type of happiness is guided by the virtue and the meaning of life. Okay. So according to Aristotle, eudaimonia is important components of eudaimonic uh, eudaimomic well-being, that is including the feelings that yung life natin ay nagkakaroon ng meaning, ng value, at ng purpose. So, eudaimonia is something discovering the meaning and the purpose of your life and the value of your life. And it is correct because dito pinapakita na hindi lang tayo nabubuhay para sa sarili lang natin. That we are also have these responsibilities to fulfill, no? In order for us to attain yung goals natin sa buhay natin. Not just only for ourselves, this is not a self-centered kind of happiness, but this is something to do with the happiness also of other people. So, eudaimonia, a full satisfaction, a genuine kind of happiness na inaano natin. Gustong i-emphasize dito, no? So these two types of happiness, the hedonia and the eudaimonia, these are more commonly known today in psychology as pleasure and meaning. Okay, pleasure, eudaimonia. Meaning, eudaimonia. Okay? So yun yung simple na pagkakaintindi ng mga psychology dito sa two type of happiness na to. So psychologists suggested the addition of the third component that relates the engagement of the two. So these are feelings of the commitment and participation in the different areas of our life. No, sa mga buhay-buhay natin sa ating aspeto ng buhay natin. Okay? So, eudaimonia, ito yung kinukonsider na pinakamataas na estado ng pag-attain ng buhay. Kasi dito, bakit siya pinakamataas? Dahil dito, madidiscover natin yung meaning ng buhay natin. Bakit tayo nabuhay sa mundo ito? We were going to discover the value of our life and the main purpose bakit tayo nabubuhay. So yung explanation ni Aristotle why this eudaimonia should be the pinaka-prime natin, the goal para hanapin yung ibig sabihin, yung meaning ng buhay natin. Okay? So, example, when we are doing volunteerism, for example, di ba? Na kung saan nakikita natin nagiging meaningful, di ba? Nagiging meaningful yung pagtulong natin sa kapwa natin. Iba kasi yung pleasurable doon sa meaningful. Like for example, kapag tumulong ka na pleasurable dahil sa napatawa mo yung crush mo, for example, di ba? O natulungan mo yung crush mo. Pero ikaw lang yung parang masaya, di ba? In that particular moment. Dahil napalapit ka sa kanya, mga tipong gano'n, okay, nahawakan mo ang kanyang kamay, di ba? So that's pleasurable. But if it is meaningful, it's not something to do with tumulong ka dahil sa kahit na walang-wala ka, tutulong ka dahil alam mo yung feeling ng walang-wala. Alam mo yung gano'n? So that's a meaningful, you can categorize it as a meaningful. Okay? So, some types of happiness that may fall under of these three categories, main categories of happiness. We have joy, yan. We have excitement, yun, gratitude, pride, optimism, and contentment. Okay? So when we're talking about joy, it is often relatively brief feeling that is felt in the present moment. Okay? Napapatawa ka, halakhak ka, masaya. Diba? Excitement, when we're talking about excitement, this is a happy feeling that involves looking forward to something with a positive anticipation. So for example, bukas exam na ninyo pero excited ka kasi ikaw lang ang nag-review sa inyong buong magkakaklase. So ikaw lang yung excited, di ba? Yung mga feeling na gano'n, you are looking forward of something na nag-anticipate ka ng positive outcome. Yung tipong I can nail it tomorrow kasi kahit exam ko bukas, nakapag-review ako. So excited ka. Gratitude, this has something to do with the positive emotion that involves for being thankful and appreciative. Okay? Malaking pasasalamat mo. Di ba? Pride. Pride, this is a feeling of satisfaction in something that you have accomplished. Okay? Iba rin yung pride na ma-pride ka, ha? Yung negative na connotation ng pride. Ibig sabihin yung talaga nagmamayabang ka. Pero itong pride na ito, yung parang you take pride. For example, I am a graduate of University of Luzon, for example. That's a pride, di ba? Na ikaw ay isang product ng isang institution na tulad nito. Yun. So, it's something to do with that. Satisfaction of feelings ng iyong accomplishment. Okay? Optimism, this is the way of looking of life on a positive, upbeat, and outlook. Yan. So for example, kunyari, sabihin na natin maglalaro kayo or sabihin na natin sa magtitinda kayo, for example. Kasi mahilig naman kayo magtinda, mga accountancy, di ba? Kunyari, magtitinda kayo. So optimistic kayo na kikita kayo. So that's something of the optimism, no? You are looking forward about the positive impact ng inyong gagawin. Commitment, this is the type of happiness that involves the sense of satisfaction. Na kahit mahirap yung trabaho, kahit na hindi na worth it yung pagtatrabaho mo, pero you are committed because you are happy. You are happy, you are contented. Okay? So that's the contentment. So hindi ka naghahanap ng wala. Nagpapasalamat ka kung ano ang meron. Okay, so this type of happiness involves the sense of satisfaction. So these are some types of happiness that may fall into the categories of happiness na meron tayo. Joy, excitement, gratitude, pride, optimism, commitment. Ayan. Okay, so how we will going to practice this happiness na meron tayo? Well, some people just tend to naturally happier. There are things actually that you can do to help yourself to cultivate your sense of happiness. Paano natin to gagawin? Number one, we need to pursue yung instinct goals natin sa buhay. Okay? Pursue instinct goals in life. So, what does it mean? Meaning, when we are achieving goals that you are intrinsically motivated to pursue, no? Yung talagang walang makakapigil sa inyo, particularly once that you are focused in a personal growth and community, for example, can help you to boost your happiness. Dito, nakikita natin na the types of different motivated na goals sa buhay ng isang tao can really increase yung happiness more than pursuing yung strength ng goals, no? Like, for example, gaining money or status in life. Hindi yun ang nagiging hindi yun ang nagiging basihan ng kanilang happiness. Sometimes when we are pursue on the strength goals, nakafocus tayo dun sa goal, hindi dahil sa pera, hindi dahil sa estado na makukuha natin, kundi doon sa satisfaction na napatunayan natin sa sarili natin na kaya ko pala. Diba? So that is focusing, no, on the pursuit of goal in life. Number 2, let's just enjoy the moment, no? Marami ang nagmamadali dun sa journey. Pero ang nakakalimutan natin kasi is that hindi natin dapat padaliin ang mga bagay-bagay. Let's enjoy the moment. So, enjoying the moment, meaning we found that people tend to over-earn, no? They become more focused on the accumulating things that they actually lose track of actually enjoying what they are doing. So, ibig sabihin, kapag ikaw ay money-centered, money-centered ka, kaya naman sabihin na natin andun ka lang sa focus mo is to generate income, profit, no? Wala yung puso mo dun sa ginagawa mo, you might miss, no, to enjoy the moment na dapat ginagawa mo. So, rather than falling into the trap of mindlessly accumulating doon sa mga detriment ng iyong own happiness, you just need to focus on the gratitude doon sa mga bagay-bagay na meron ka dapat ipagpasalamat. And papaano nakatulong itong mga bagay-bagay na ito na para ma-process, para magpatuloy ka sa buhay. So you just enjoy the moment. That's how we are to practice the happiness na meron tayo. Let's reframe negative. Number 3, reframe negative thoughts. Okay? Reframe negative thoughts when you find yourself, no, stuck into the pessimistic outlook, or you experience a super negative na mga feelings o na mga bagay-bagay. Look for ways that you can reframe yung thoughts mo, no, in a more positive way. That's how powerful our mind is. No? Sabi nga nila, kung anong klase ang finifeed mo sa mind mo, yun. Ganon, magiging, gusto mo bang maging beast ang iyong mind? Then feed him lahat ng mga negative thoughts siguro. Para lumaki siyang parang beast. Pero, kung gusto mong maging friendly ang iyong mind, dapat i-feed mo siya ng mga positive thoughts. Diba? What we feed our mind, yung mind natin will become either kakampi natin o maging sariling monster natin. Diba? You experience that. Yung kahit anong klase ng gawin mo, minsan hirap na hirap kang i-train yung sarili mo na maging positive kasi parang na-input na sa mind mo na wala na, mag-fail na ito. Diba? So, let's try to reframe the negative thoughts in our mind. So, that's how we are practicing yung happiness na meron tayo. Okay? So, reframing this negative perception isn't about ignoring the bad sides, no, ng negative thoughts. Instead, anong ibig sabihin nito? We're trying to take a more balanced, a more realistic, a more feasible doon sa outcome ng gusto nating mangyari. So, it allows us to notice the pattern in our thinking and then challenge yung negative thoughts na meron tayo. Sa bandang huli, mapagtatanto mo, kaya ko pala. Diba? Okay. So, the right approach on that is the cognitive framing. Okay? When we're talking about cognitive framing, number one is that we need to identify the impact of happiness in our life. Okay? So, impact of happiness in our life. Happiness has been shown to predict a positive outcomes in many different areas of our life. Positive emotions increase yung satisfaction sa buhay natin. So these are some impact of happiness in our life. Happiness helps us as a people oh, to build stronger coping skills and emotional resources. Okay? So positive emotions are linked to better health and longevity. So actually, in a one study, no, na nakita natin na ang mga tao na nakaka-experience ng maraming positive emotions than negative emotions, they can actually survive uh, for over years. O kasi mas marami silang ipinagpapasalamat at mas marami silang hindi heartaches kundi gratitude, di ba? Because these positive feelings, it increases our resilience as people. When we're talking about resilience, this resilience helps people to become better to manage yung stress natin. Yung alam mo na bumagsak ka pero you can bounce back, di ba? You can better, you become better in facing itong mga setbacks mo sa buhay, di ba? Yun. So, yan yung mga magandang impact ng happiness. So, people who report having this positive state of well-being are most likely they're engaging into the healthy behaviors such as ano ba yung mga pagkain na nagpapasaya sa atin minsan. Yun ang kakainin natin. 'Di ba? Hindi tayo kakain o iinom minsan ng mga mas nakakasira ng katawan natin. 'Di ba? Kasi kapag yung mga ibang happy people, 'di ba? Talagang nagiging health conscious din yung mga 'yan. Kasi yung mga alam mo yung mga medyo lugmok na feelings. Yan yung mga wala nang pake. Inom dito, inom diyan. Yun hindi porke umiinom masaya na yon kasi may mga iba ay party kami sir kasi masaya kami ito ganyan. Pero no. Kasi it is something to reflect also on how you treat yourself, your body, no? Yung positive feelings na meron tayo. Okay? So we engage ourselves into the healthy behaviors na meron tayo. Exercises, sa mga ganyan. Hindi tayo takot na makisalamuha. Yun. Kasi yung mga iba takot yan. Kung makikizumba sila, ayaw nila kasi naiiya sila. Diba? Okay. So, being happy may make help you healthier talaga. Less yung sickness minsan na mararamdaman natin. Diba? Kahit nga minsan, kahit na may sakit tayo, kung genuine happy tayo, hindi natin nararamdaman yung pabigat minsan na dulot ng sakit na nararamdaman natin. Okay. So we need to improve our happiness day by day. So paano ba natin ito may improve yung ating okay, so these are some tips kung paano natin may improve yung ating happiness. Okay? So some people seem to have a naturally higher baseline for happiness. So one large-scale study, more than 2,000 twins actually suggested around 50% ng overall satisfaction ng kanilang study na ito sa genetics. 10% to external events and 40% lumalabas na individual activities yung nakaka-improve ng kanilang happiness. So number one, paano ba natin ma-improve yung happiness natin? We should get regular exercise. Yan. Kailan ba kayo huling nag-exercise? Nag-exercise ka ba? Kabilyon? 4 billion? Ah? O hindi na kayo nakakapag-exercise sa sobrang busy nyo sa school? Hmm? Sino man nag-exercise dito? Nag-gym, nag-zumba, yung mga yan. O kaya yung mga, ano lang, yung mga simple, ano lang, simple exercises dyan sa bahay ninyo. Meron ba? Warm up, yoga, oo daw. Oo, yung mga yan, ha? But you know, regular exercise, you know, napaka-helpful yan sa body and mind natin. Okay? So itong mga physical activities na ito, it has something to link into the range of the physical and psychological benefits that is including yung pag-improve ng mood natin. Okay? So there are numerous studies actually that have shown that regular exercising may play a vital role in warding off symptoms of depression, yan. O yung mga iba, talagang it has something, brought an evidence of, also suggests that it may also help to make people happier too, yung pag-exercise natin. No? Number 2, aside from exercise, yung pag-show natin ng gratitude. Diba? We know how to appreciate. Okay? So, napaka-importante when we want to improve our happiness, no, sa ating buhay. Okay, number 1, regular exercise, ma-improve natin yan. Merong scientific study, may mga research na ginawa na nakaka-improve talaga ng happiness. Showing gratitude. Yan. Okay? Napaka-importante. Kasi itong pag-show natin ng gratitude natin na ito, minsan mahirap. Lalong-lalo na kapag ayaw na ayaw mo yung tao. Pero kapag na-practice natin yan, yung simple lang, kahit for example, when you go into fast food, for example, when was the last time na kapag si Manong guard, pag binuksan niya pag binuksan niya yung pintuan para sa iyo, when was the last time you say thank you? Thank you, sir. Gano'n, di ba? Yung parang mataas din ang tingin natin dito sa mga tao na nagsisilbi sa atin. Di ba? So, showing gratitude, a simple act like that, no? I-practice natin para ma-improve natin yung happiness natin. Then, we need to find the sense of purpose. Okay? Hindi lang tayo basta-basta nag-exist dito. We should live our life with a purpose talaga. Para saan ka pinanganak? Hindi ka lang para sa sarili mo, di ba? Yung tulad nga nung kanta dun sa mga misa, di ba? Walang sino man ang nabubuhay para sa sarili lamang, di ba? So we need to explore our interests and passions, engage our pro-social and altruistic causes, no? We work on the something on the healthy behaviors na meron tayo. Setting our life, having this goal, may direction tayo, di ba? We have meaning of our life, hindi tayo yung parang wala lang, di ba? Kung tatanungin ka, bakit accountancy ang kinuha mo? Wala lang, di ba? So we need to find the purpose of our life, no? So how we were going to find yung purpose ng buhay natin? So let's elevate. Okay. Kanina, how we improve yung ating happiness. How we improve our happiness? Yung suggestion, get a regular exercise, show gratitude, find the sense of purpose ng buhay natin. And now, how we will going to find the purpose of our life? Challenges. No? Yung mga challenges na kinakaharap natin. Okay? So while seeking happiness is important, there are times when we pursue of life satisfaction fall short. So some challenges to watch in our life includes, for example, when we are valuing more to the wrong things sa buhay natin. We value money over relationship, for example. So, baka dito natin ma-discover na mas importante pala ang pakikipagrelasyon kaysa sa pera, because money cannot buy happiness, sabi nga nila, no? Pero kailangan mo ng pera para minsan maging masaya ka. Pero I mean, yung sambahin mo yung pera at ikaw yung paikutin ng pera, yun ang medyo may problema. Diba? Sabi nga nila, money, ako naniniwala ako, money is not the root of all evil. Diba? Kasi ang pera yan, ano yan eh, it will just serve its purpose base sa paggamit mo bilang isang individual. So kung ginamit mo yan sa tama, ginamit mo yan, for example, tumulong or gamitin mo yan para mag-improve hindi lang ang buhay mo, kundi ang buhay ng mga taong nasa paligid mo, then good. Diba? It helps you. Sino bang ayaw ng pera? Sino ba ang may sabi na na ayaw nila ng pera, 'di ba? Everybody wants money. But how we spend money, 'yun. 'Yun yung ano natin diyan. Magiging ano ba tayo? Material possessive na nagiging possessive ba tayo? Materialistic ba tayo dahil sa pera? Then that has something to do na pag-evaluate natin sa sarili natin. Okay? Ano pa? Sometimes these challenges includes the not seeking social support. Okay? Kaya ko to. Huwag niyo akong tulungan. Mind your own business. Okay? So, yon. Diyan, pwedeng ma-prevent mo, no? Na ma-discover yung purpose mo kung sarado ka sa ibang tao. No man is an island, no? Social support means having friends and loved ones that you can turn to for support. Sa mga pag-aaral, yung social support, it plays an important role in a subjective well-being. For example, yung ating paghingi ng tulong minsan kapag hindi na natin kaya yung ating nararamdaman o yung kinikimkim natin, nakakapagpaluwag ng ating damdamin. Right? Diba? Na kung saan, nakikita natin na kailangan pala natin ng tulong ng iba. Okay? To overcome distrusted friends. Lalong-lalo na yung mga pamilya natin. Na ano pa man, sabi nga nila, babalik at babalik ka din sa pamilya mo kasi wala kang ibang magiging kakampi. Yeah. Okay, other thing is that thinking of happiness as an endpoint, no? Happiness isn't a goal that you can simply reach and be done with. So it is the constant pursuit that requires continual nurturing and sustenance. Okay? So what we're talking about here is that valuing happiness could be a self-defeating because the more people value happiness, the more likely they will feel disappointed. No? Na parang feeling nila yun na yung pinaka-ultimate goal. Remember, eudaimonia, yan yung pinaka-highest, highest na yan, na purpose natin. Finding our purpose, finding the meaning of life, finding the value of life. So, ang pinaka-bottom line dito, when we are talking about thinking of happiness as an endpoint, we should not value yung happiness na yun. Na kapag hindi natin na-attain yun, wala na tayong pag-asa. Perhaps the lesson is not to make something as broadly defined as happiness as our goal. Instead, we focus on the building and cultivating the sort of life and relationships that brings fulfillment and satisfaction sa buhay natin. Always the fulfillment and satisfaction sa buhay natin. It is not the destination that you should enjoy. It should be the journey. Diba? Para mapansin mo yung mga small little things na nagpapasaya sa iyo na importante pala sa paglalakbay mo. Para kapag like for example, your college life. Diba? yung pag-appreciate mo doon sa mga magulang mo. For example, na naghahanda, for example, kapag ikaw ay papasok na, paghahandaan ka ng almusal, paghahandaan ka ng uniform, di ba? Di ba? When was the last time you have this gratitude, na pagpasalamat sa mga classmate mo na nagpapasaya sa'yo? Uy, salamat ha, kanina ha, kasi ang lungkot-lungkot ko, pinasaya mo ako. Mga tipong ganun. Mas simple lang to, di ba? Pero, ito yung sinasabi natin, na ang dapat i-enjoy natin, ang focus natin, is that itong mga small little things along our journey, para kapag nandun ka na sa goal mo, pag na-attain mo na yung goal mo, ma-appreciate mo. Diba? Yung mga bagay-bagay na ito, na ito yung mas nagpatatag sa'yo kung bakit, ganun kadali o ganun kabilis mo na-attain yung iyong goal. Okay? So, we should make our health goals smart. Okay? Dapat ano 'yan? Hindi siya mabilisan. Okay? Hindi siya minamadali. Dapat ninanamnam natin. Okay? So, 'yun. I already gave you also the brief history of happiness. Okay? No? It was actually recognized as the pursuit of happiness, no, during the U.S. Declaration of Independence. Yeah, yun yung kanilang understanding of what will happiness, however, be shifted over the time. So psychologists propose the number of different theories explaining how people experience and pursue happiness. So yung mga theories na ito na very important, the Maslow hierarchy of needs. If you're familiar with the Maslow's hierarchy of needs, ito yung nagsasuggest kung saan yung mga basic needs ng tao na dapat ma-fulfilled, no? People needs that is nagmo-motivate sa kanila by more the psychological and emotional needs of the people. So the peak of this hierarchy actually is yung tinatawag natin na self-actualization. Okay. So it is available in the internet if you can look at Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Nakikita niyo diyan when the needs is achieving the one full potential. Okay? Tapos the positive psychology, no? Positive psychology na in-impart ko sa inyo the last time ng ating face-to-face. Okay. So question so far natin? Questions? Clarification? Mm-hmm. Any question or clarification? Wala na? Okay, examinations will be on Thursday siguro. Thursday na tayo. So the scope of your examinations, particularly yung mga diniscuss ko today, and of course yung assignment ninyo, isa yun sa key component, no? Yung mga pinaggagawa nyo doon is magiging part ng inyong examinations. Okay? The type of exams is identification and enumeration. So, okay? Wala nang ano? Wala nang tanong? Sige, let's check our attendance. Abalos, Reynalyn.
Present po,